Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about how this great YouTuber, Let's Talk Elections, predicts his predictions. He has great predictions. He's always right. He got 2018 right. He got 2016 right. He is a Republican. He is not biased at all, as you can see. He has Sleepy Joe winning. He has 81,000 subscribers. He's doing huge numbers, as you can see. Let's just fill in the safe states already. Joe Biden, a great candidate, great enthusiasm, very awesome. I love Joe Biden. He is just so good at winning every election he's in. The great state of Illinois, which is not totally rotting and debt-ridden right now. As you can see, the safe states are probably Wyoming. As you can see, the approval of the president is only 44%, which, although it is within 3% of Obama's RCP average, you have to believe me, it's completely terrible. It's unfavorable. It's ridiculous, okay? And then let's also look at the top battleground average. As you can see right now, the great Joe Biden is winning by 4.6%. As you can see, it's a pretty big lead. And as of October 7th, Joe Biden is predicted to win Florida by a lead margin. But let's be nice to Donald Trump. He gets Idaho safe. I think Utah will be likely because of the Mormon vote. We're also going to put in South Dakota as safe, North Dakota, unfortunately, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana. Alabama will be safe, unfortunately. Mississippi will be likely because of Mike Espy. Remember, a Senate candidate, he's going to make it close. Georgia will be it'll be tilt. Actually, no, we're going to put tilt Biden because even though Trump won by 6%, Stacey Abrams almost won. Remember, the fat, ugly black lady? Yeah, no, she would have flipped the state. Never mind, it was a midterm. Anyways, South Carolina will be tilt R, and I'll tell you why. It's because Jamie Harrison, in some polls, is almost tying with Lindsey Graham. So it must mean that it'll be close, even though it went 14 for Trump. In terms of Tennessee will go safe for Orange Man. That's too bad. Kentucky, although the Senate race will go to Amy McGrath, the general election will go safe for Trump. Indiana will be likely because of Pete Buttigieg's endorsement, so don't worry about this. Likely. We move on to another state such as Missouri, which will be likely. Claire McCaskill only lost by 6, so that must mean that Biden will only lose by 4 or 5. Biden's going to win New York safe, even though it's rotting to pieces. We move on to the next state of Montana, which will be likely because there's a Senate election with a popular governor whose popularity is waning, who is a third-rate politician. That will make it a likely margin for Orange Man. We move on to the next state of West Virginia, which will be safe, even though Joe Manchin will make it close. Virginia will be safe because even though Trump only lost it by 5 last time, a trend, so we're going to keep it that way. In terms of Iowa, which went like 9 points for Trump, it's only going to go tilt red because the farmers hate Donald Trump because of the tariff war, even though Donald Trump's given them all their money back and then some. Now, if we move on to the next state of Alaska, it'll be a likely margin, and I'll tell you why. Look, there's a Senate election where some polls, there's one poll from like 3 months ago that has Joe Biden within 4 points, so it must mean it's going to be a likely margin at best. Excuse me for my coronavirus. We move on to the next state that's going to go for Donald Trump by a tilt margin is Texas. The demographic change, the open borders, we're going to make it flip eventually. It's getting close. Ted Cruz only won by 3%, so we're going to keep it tilt, unfortunately, for the Orange Man. Ohio's a toss-up state, but we're going to put it as tilt R because Trump won it by 8 or 9% in 2016. That's just a fluke. Don't worry about it. North Carolina is going to tilt blue, and it's going to lean blue because Obama won it in 2008, and Trump has mishandled the China virus, okay? 200,000 people have died, and it's completely his fault. when you look at the next state that we're going to be talking about, Nebraska, it's going to go safe Trump, just that the outer rim of this, sorry, the second district is going to go likely blue, and the other district around it is going to go lean blue because you know, because of my trends and Trump's losing the suburbs. Colorado will be safe blue, even though Trump got it within 7%. It's going to trend that much in the other direction. New Mexico is going to be safe, even though Gary Johnson got 9% of the vote last time, and if you adjust for him not getting the vote, Trump would have been within 4 or 5. It's still going to go safe anyways without a strong libertarian presence in New Mexico. And as you can see, we move on to the next state of New Hampshire. New Hampshire is going to go likely blue. I say this because Joe Biden's a great candidate and he's a moderate, even though he doesn't denounce Antifa, he's a moderate. He's going to win Maine at large by a likely margin because I don't know. He's going to win all of it. All of Maine is going basically for Biden. We'll probably put the big part of the mainland lean for Biden. We're going to move on to another state, which is Nevada. Nevada is going to go safe blue because of California being next to it. They have a Democrat governor. They have 2 Democratic senators, I believe. They have a mostly Democrat delegation, I think. And also universal mail-in voting. We're going to rig the election. We're going to make the illegals vote. We're going to make the prostitutes go out for Joe Biden. We move on to the next state of Minnesota. Minnesota's going to go likely Biden, even though it was within 1.5% in 2016, and the Democratic failure over the cities and suburbs of Minneapolis through the riots of the blacks and Antifa. Even though that happened, and will look bad for Democrats, Donald Trump's going to lose the suburbs still because of 538, as you can see. Minnesota, in terms of the battleground polls, isn't even on here, which means that it's likely it's going to be safe for Biden. Don't worry about it. When you look at the overall national averages, you can see that obviously Biden's going to win like virtually all these polls. Don't trust Trafalgar, it's fake news, even though they literally got the Electoral College nailed on the head in 2016. Do not believe them. We have to trust the polls that were wrong last time because they're totally right. As you can see, we move on to the next state of Florida, and people are saying that Florida is going to go tilt Trump. They're far-right Nazis. Don't listen to them. Joe Biden will get the Pulse nightclub shooting victim vote out. He's going to win the election bigly. He's going to win by a lean margin because of the Charlie Crist endorsement and because of the Andrew Gillum endorsement. He's going to get the, Andrew Gillum's bisexual. He'll get the LGBTQIA vote. Remember, LT is a homosexual. That'll help. It'll be an important endorsement. Of course, Maryland is a good state. He's going to get it safe. Now, talking about the state next to Maryland, we're going to talk about Pennsylvania, which will go lean Biden. Even though Republicans are out registering Democrats in the western part of Pennsylvania is going to trend red, and the turnout will be higher for the non-educated white vote, and Biden's against fracking, undoubtedly. And even though he's only going to get marginal gains around the Philadelphia region in the southeastern part of the states near Bucks County, it is clear that Biden's still going to win with lean because we're going to rig the vote. Now, when we move... Also, he's from Scranton, and he lived there until, the 4th grade, so definitely means it's his home state, even though he's been living the last 70 years in Delaware, more or less. Now, let's move on to Michigan. Michigan now. There's this hater named Red Eagle Politics who, for whatever reason, thinks that it's going to be close just because Trump won it last time. This guy says that the polls that were wrong in 2016 shouldn't be trusted. He's a neo-Nazi, even though he's not even white. He's a neo-Nazi Confederate supporter. He is the great-grandson of Robert E. Lee. Do not trust him. Just go with 538. 538 has Trump losing. So just trust 538 and Nate Silver. So if we look at the aggregate for battleground states, Biden's winning Michigan by 6.2%. And even though they had Hillary winning by upwards of 3%, don't believe it. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. It's going to be even worse because Trump has the tariff war, even though Michigan supports protectionist trade policies. My neoliberal tendencies say that it's going to go likely for Biden. There you go. Wisconsin now. Kyle Rittenhouse is a neo-Nazi, white supremacist who killed two brave, patriotic, communist pedophiles, and that's unfortunate. And that's why it's going to go lean blue. Okay, never mind all the trends. It's going to flip all the way back. There was a governor, Tony Evers. That governor there supported Jacob Blake, so he's going to win. And also, remember, Tony Evers won with like less than 1% of the vote over Scott Walker in a blue wave year. So that must mean Joe Biden's going to win by a lean margin. Now, if we move on to the greatest state of the union, of course, it's going to be Arizona. Now, if you look at the RCP averages, Arizona is going to go... it's 3.1 for Joe Biden. So even though Trump won by 3.5 and Gary Johnson bid into like over 1% of the vote for the Republicans in Arizona, don't worry about it. Joe Biden's going to win it by a lean margin. You know why? Well, Mark Kelly, whose polls are totally correct about, is winning the state by like a couple percent. And because of those polls, Joe Biden's going to win. Also, the nobody wife of a dead senator from 2 years ago endorsed Joe Biden, so it's gonna go for Sleepy Joe. And this is my prediction, guys. Thank you for watching. Joe Biden 352 votes, and he's gonna completely trounce Trump. He's gonna win the popular vote by 6, and we're going to flip Texas next time. We're going to flip South Carolina, Ohio, Iowa, Missouri, Indiana, Montana, Utah. It's going to happen, guys. Oh, yeah, guys, remember, Alaska is closer than Pennsylvania, okay? Alaska and South Carolina are closer to Biden than Pennsylvania and Michigan are for Trump, guys. It's completely true. This is going to be the biggest landslide since 2008. And we're going to have a great president in Joe Biden. He cares a lot about our children, like maybe a little too much. And, I'm Let's Talk Elections. This is how I predict videos. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching and watch my TikToks. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.